What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. For all those people in the workforce, Thursday's a pretty great day. If you work Monday through Friday, tomorrow's Friday, then you got the weekend. So, going to be talking about tonight's Thursday night football showdown slate between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Thanks for tuning into the video. Going to be talking about things you can do to build unique teams. For anyone who's not aware, let me share my screen here. Showdown is when you build games on DraftKings with two teams. You have a salary cap. And if you build teams that use all the salary or use heavily constructed builds, well, then you're going to share your team with other people. And the idea is you want to build unique-ish teams so that when you do win first, you're not sharing first place with 200 people. Hopefully you can win $1 million by yourself. So first wanted to say that, like the public opinion of this game, probably rightfully so, is that this is kind of a gross game, right? It's a game that the average NFL fan is not excited for. Typical Thursday night football game. You got Pittsburgh, you got the Steelers, two teams with not good quarterback play. So what can we do? Well, as always, there's a couple things you can do to build unique teams. One thing you can do is you can leave salary on the table. Another thing you can do is you can build players that are seeing the field but don't have box scores yet and are just not getting rostered a lot. So you can think of fullbacks, you can think of backup running backs and whatnot there. And something that's going to help us there, one resource I like for that is this article by, I'm going to totally butcher this name, by Nathan Junkie of PFF. This is a free article each week. And what he does is he releases an article which goes over the snaps, the routes ran, the targets, and whatnot of the players. And what we really want to look for is we want to look for players that are getting snaps and running routes that don't have box score stats yet. So this is for week 2. You can also go back and look at week 1. Like, let's look at some examples. So some examples that are sticking out right away are Demetric Felton and Anthony Schwartz of the Browns. These are guys who are getting on the field. They are running very little routes. They're not getting targets, right? But if they do get some targets, whatever, a 1-yard touchdown, that's all it takes on Showdown, right? So I would also say like Jesse James is getting on the field. Harrison Bryant is seeing targets, so I expect him to be kind of owned. But the names that stick out to me are Bell, Felton, Schwartz, Bryant, James for the Browns. Looking at the Steelers, again, this is only week 2, so you want to look at the old weeks too. But for the Steelers, guys that stick out, I would say, so you got your big 3 names here, going to be super owned. Gunnar Olszewski got 8 snaps, right? So got no targets, got no routes run. Maybe those are all special teams. I don't even know, but whatever. A guy you can sprinkle in. Another guy, Zach Gentry. He's actually running routes. And then Jalen Warren, but he's priced up. So it doesn't look like a great slate. Like these teams are not the Bills who rotates in a bunch of guys. But let's look for some of those guys here, the min salary guys. And, Demetric Felton, great. So he's listed as a running back. And I think he is a running back. I don't really know why PFF has him listed as a running back. Maybe someone out there knows that, but he got against the Jets, he got 1 carry for -4 yards. He got 1 target and 1 reception. So this is a guy who, if you do build a max salary team, so let's just jam in some players to try to do that. If you do build a max salary team, you can add in these are like close to max salary. So whatever. This is a max salary team, but Demetric Felton is going to be 0.4% owned or whatever, like 0.5%. So he's a guy you can sprinkle in, and you just got to be real with yourself. Usually he's getting 0 points, but falls into the end zone once. That's all he really needs. Let's look at some of these other low-owned guys I mentioned. Schwartz, he's a guy that I think is on, and he has salary too. So he's priced up. Harrison Bryant, I expect to be pretty priced up. Yeah. They're not cheap. So Felton sticks out as a $400 guy. Jesse James, he's another guy. Okay, he's on the IR. So maybe that means another thing you can do is you can look at the depth chart. So let's go to the Browns depth chart. Because what I see when I look at the Browns snaps is they're getting snaps to 3 tight ends, right? Primarily one, but some other guys. But let's look at the Browns depth chart here. And okay, so this Miller Forrest style guy, right? This is a guy who's on the team, and he conceivably could get these Jesse James snaps. So Forrest style, this guy is a guy who signed up for their practice squad. Again, this Felton lineup, you can just throw him in there. And again, he probably goose eggs, but whatever. If he gets Jesse James's 4 routes and catches a touchdown in the end zone, you have a very good chance of shipping a mill at a low-owned thing. Kobe Shorts, I've not done any resurrection best balls, kind of drafted out personally, but I will be doing some of those in the future. I will be doing some of underdogs, Royal Rumbles and whatnot. Definitely going to work those into my content as well. But content for now is pretty much going to be Thursdays, going to talk Showdown. Fridays, going to talk DFS for the week. Wednesdays, going to do sports betting show. Sunday morning's going to do half an hour to an hour of start sits, any other DFS questions people have, depending if we have the viewers. Obviously not ideal for my content that I'm starting week 3, but it is what it is. Did some weddings and whatnot. DFS has gotten pretty good for me. I, like most people, think this slate's pretty gross, so not too excited for it, but I think I might end up 150 maxing this. And something else I think is really viable for a slate like this is let's build a team with a kind of expensive guy here. So whatever, Deontay Johnson, captain. And something that I think is another thing you can do to get unique teams is you build these teams with with a guy and captain. So whatever, let's throw in really any of these guys, or maybe we go up a little bit. We don't do Trubisky. We go down and we go to David Njoku, and we don't want to do Steelers deep because that's a max salary lineup. So we go down to Chris Boswell. Great. So we build a 3-3 team here, and what you can do is you're going to enter this team, but then you pretty much just say that these 6 players are the nuts. And so you build this lineup assuming you can fit each player at the captain slot, and you do not change anything. So you submit one with Deontay at captain. You submit one with Firemouth at captain, and then Deontay in the flex position. And you do that for each position. So you do one with Njoku. And what that does is it's getting you way unique from the field because you're saving salary. And you're going to know that 99% of the people that built this lineup are going to have captain Deontay Johnson. So you can be some of the only people having Kareem Hunt captain, Firemouth captain, Njoku captain, Chris Boswell captain and just rotating it. And you're pretty much just saying like, okay, I want Deontay to do good, but I want Freiermuth to outscore him here. And you still don't need Trubisky or whoever you could afford in the difference. So like, let's show that as an example. You go down to Freiermuth captain, and that allows us to fit anyone we want, but we're saying no, we don't need the correlation with Trubisky. We don't need Najee. Deontay scores the most points out of these people, which seems reasonable. And I think it's especially reasonable for such a gross slate like this, where if it is low scoring and the quarterbacks aren't putting up big numbers, it's very reasonable a wide receiver on a PPR site could outscore a quarterback tonight. So those are some brief showdown thoughts. Personally, this is not a game I have a great read on for how it goes. So the games I have good read ons are like, Bills Titans. I was very confident I wanted to smash Bills players there. Tonight, it seems like something you can do is play Chubb and Hunt together, but I think the field's sharp enough that will be chalky. Like they're both seeing a ton of work. Something that's probably a little less owned is you could play Najee, and a guy I have on a lot of my best ball teams is this guy, Jaylen Warren. You can play these two together because Najee's not seen quite his complement of snaps that he saw last year. And so you can mix in Warren with Najee and whatnot here. I'm tempted to cut the video right now and just make this a really quick, actionable showdown video. I don't think you guys need me to tell you the players seen on the fields. Once again, this is the PFF article that I referenced earlier to see the snap counts, route ones, and whatnot. Let's real quick take a look at Underdog and check out the pick'em lines and see if I want to make a pick'em for tonight. This one's interesting for Underdog, but let's just take a look at the pick'em, see if there's anything interesting out there. They're not listing like obscure players, so like we're not seeing like Anthony Schwartz and whatnot. We are seeing David Bell 5.5 receiving yards. So basically the question is like, does he see a target? Yeah, so okay, whatever. I'm going to pretend like I'm picking 5 right now. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. This is a guy who's gotten a lot of work. And their number 3 tight end is out. So I kind of like this one. And I'll take the higher on the receiving yards over the receptions because I'm more confident he gets 4 targets and he can get there on 1 catch. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take higher there, higher there. So David Bell catches 1 ball, basically. DPJ is kind of interesting. A lot of work and then goose-egged against a vulnerable Jets team, I thought. Got no work either. Other players I would play is I would take Deontay over. And I like Freiermuth tonight. So I would take him over. Again, on the yards versus the receptions. It's like 5 catches is hard. But if he gets 4 catches, I like his chances of averaging like 10 yards a catch at the tight end position. And then we needed one more person to fill out this pick'em. And then maybe we'll bet it. I think we will. See if we can rip some pick'em magic. I don't know if I'm going to max bet this one. Let's look at the David Bell snaps. The Browns against the Jets. So David Bell got 20 snaps, ran 12 routes. So basically a little under half the work of the main 2 guys. DPJ is still getting a lot of work on the field. He just didn't get any targets. So that kind of makes him as like a bounce back guy. For pick'ems, you want to like fade recency bias for sure. Just trying to normalize myself with this. All right, let's get out of this David Bell over. No, actually, let's do it. Let's go over him, and here would be our 5. So we got Harrison Bryant over, Deontay Johnson over 58.5 receiving yards, Freiermuth over 38.5 receiving yards, DPJ over 32.5, and David Bell over 5.5. Taking a lot of overs, but they're such low fucking numbers. Let's fuck it, guys. Tell me a number between 1 and 5. That's how many $100 we're betting on this. So if we bet 100, this can win $2,000. If we bet 500, it can win 10 grand. Should we do it, guys? Just need one person out there to say something. Wow. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the pick'em we're taking for tonight. Nice to get some action down this way. For those who are unaware, you have to get all of your picks correct. So I'm going to share this on Twitter, and hope you guys like that. You have to get all your picks correct. So if any of these don't hit, this is graded as a loss. I feel kind of good about it, honestly. Like, David Bell, just come out the game with 1 catch, 8 yards. Come on now. And then DPJ, couple catches. Harrison Bryant, 2 catches, 7 yards each. Deontay should get there in his sleep. Freiermuth just got to get some work. Like, I feel good about it, guys. Over season. All right, so going to keep the video short today. I'll be back tomorrow with Pat Crane. Don't know what time that is, but hope you guys like this quick hitting showdown. Let me know in the YouTube comments if you like kind of a longer form video, because I also could have, with this video, I could have also done some best ball drafts and whatnot, but let me know if you kind of like the quick hitters or the longer videos. Hope you guys have good luck tonight. If you want to get up and running on Underdog, you can use promo code Cheslium. Please like and subscribe and have a great day, guys, and good luck tonight.